So, what kind of brings you in today? So, I heard a little bit, I got to know you guys a little bit. I guess I should just ask you individually. So, what would you say kind of brings you here today to therapy?
Well, I've had some real problems recently because I just feel a lot of panic and fear. I don't know where it's coming from. I had some business failures recently, and we got into some financial, and all of a sudden I had what I thought was a heart attack, and it was a panic attack. Went to the hospital twice.
Okay.
And now I just find it hard to get out of the house.
Okay. So kind of with all that stress related to your job and whatnot, and did you lose a job? Was that kind of the situation?
Well, we lost a business.
You lost an
Yeah, I made some bad
business.
choices, and we lost a business, and
Yeah.
now we don't have any income, and my wife has to do all the work, and she's
Right.
out there working, and
Okay.
there's a lot of stress.
So some losing some of that, losing that business definitely kind of put in some of that panic that you're experiencing.
Oh, absolutely.
Kind of is a little bit paralyzing, it sounds like, to you. Okay.
That is correct.
Yeah, and would you agree, is that kind of why you're here? I would love to hear kind of your side of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, definitely the panic attack and the business, they're totally related. That's when he had the first maid, the ones that ended up in the hospital.
Okay.
But he just doesn't seem to be able to get over it, so, and I mean, I'm trying to understand, but I really just feel like you just need to get over it and move on. But he just doesn't seem to be able to do that.
Okay.
And, I just have to keep working. So I'm not really here during the day to help him. I don't know how to help him. I don't really understand why he can't just get over it.
Sure.
And get productive again.
Right. So if, based on what you were saying from the beginning, this isn't something you really hold any blame, or do you blame him for what he's going through, or do you feel like it's something that
I don't blame him for the business failing because there were a lot of circumstances out of his control, but
right.
I just wish he could get over it.
Yeah.
I just want him to get over it as quickly as possible so we can move on and just stop being so immobilized by the whole situation. So
it sounds like to me that it's obviously taking its toll on you now that you've had to kind of take on extra responsibility.
Yeah, I'm just exhausted, and I just can't deal with him being so immobile. And so I'm starting to resent him.
Well, I was actually
resenting him,
and there is blame. I mean, she may say that she doesn't blame me, but she does blame me, and I feel guilty.
Sure.
I still feel the fear. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to make the decision to get back into the workforce. And
well, tell me a little bit about what you were feeling when she was saying those things first.
Well, I feel like I'm to blame, that I'm the one that has screwed up our family, that our children are suffering and my wife is suffering, and it's all my fault. And she may say that it's, she doesn't blame me for the business failure, but I know that it was my responsibility, and I failed, and because of that, it just has come down like a ton of bricks on top of me.
Well, I wish you would just not think that I'm blaming him, because there were other things involved that weren't your fault.
Sure.
And maybe that's why he's having such a hard time, because he can't do anything about those things, right? He can only move forward, which is all I really want him to do. Right.
So you would like to see a few steps maybe in the right direction, because at this point it sounds like you already hold enough, you put enough blame on yourself about the situation, and I know you probably carry that, and whether or not she says she is blaming you, you feel that, and that's just the reality. So at this point, what do we think a few good steps in the right direction might look like? And either one of you could answer that.
Well, even if he doesn't get out of the house, if he could just clean the kitchen, do some laundry, just get some stuff done around the house, maybe take on some of the transporting of the kids, that would be, at least it'd get him out of the house a little bit, but he could go right back to the house
So you'd like to have him take on a few extra responsibilities to show that he's still supporting you, if not financially, at least in some way.
Oh, that would be great.
Something like that. What do you think? Is that something that maybe you could?
I just have never experienced this in my life where I feel like all I want to do is sleep. I want to put my heads under the cover and I don't want to come out. And I don't know what to do to get out of that. It's a very scary place for me, but ironically, it is safe for me to do nothing, because then
You can't fail.
I can't feel anything and I don't take any responsibilities, and somehow that makes me feel a bit better. But I'm hearing what she's saying. It's just very hard for me to even get up and move forward.